When you hear women say they dating with a purpose, it usually means they ran through. Not all the time. Some women just really just dating with a purpose. But once they get a certain age, when they say they dating with a purpose, that means they was dating. Shouldn't you always date with a purpose? After all, women supposed to get married young. I know in this new modern day society, women getting married 35, 40, this and that, if they can get married. Most of the time they have to settle for a blue pill guy that they've been running from. Well, some people want blue pill guys that they can control and manipulate, guys that's putting them up on a pedestal just because of their beauty, things of that nature. But a lot of times, with all of the going out, the drinking, the hookah, the smoking, and after all that type stuff, they don't look as good as they used to. They getting took out too much, going to too many different events. That alcohol would take a wear and tear on your body. They're not including all of the guys that they think attractive at the places, whether he's funny looking or whatever. Whatever. If he got money, they're gonna be. If he got money, popularity, they see people lingering towards him. They're gonna be like, oh, I need to get down with him too. And then they end up giving him some cheeks. You know what I mean when I say cheeks. You know, cheeks. Yeah. So they end up dealing with guys that's really not attractive. But because he got money and resources, connections, people kissing up a little bit because if he got whatever, some kind of clout, power, whatever. But they end up, the pretty, the gorgeous women end up flocking to him and acting like he's the most best thing, since cream cheese. But not to take nothing away from him, but hopefully most of the time them guys don't even know that. They convinced that it's their personality because, of course, people, especially women, are great actors. All actors not on TV. Some of your best actors are your so-called best friends, your family. You know, people can put on a serious act when you got resources, when you got money. I've been talking about this for damn it, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Before the whole red pill manosphere, I was a little boy talking about this stuff. But a few people know me from back then, but a lot of, it's scattered. But when you hear that little saying that, I'm dating with a purpose, you got to watch out for those because that means that they wasn't dating with a purpose before. Not all the time, but it's a high percentage of them mean that they wasn't dating with a purpose before. They was dating to have fun and try to find a pretty, paid, or popular guy or a guy with resources. So you got to understand, you got to listen carefully when you hear that. Why are you dating with a purpose now? Why? You think because you're getting older? So if you could live forever, you wouldn't date with a purpose? A lot of people would never commit if they could live. They would never commit if they could live forever. A lot of women would never commit if they could live forever. Never, 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 never. So, I'm here to let you know right now, a lot of people only commit when they started hitting a wall. Especially women, because guys, like as you can see, guys can have a gut, he can be out of shape and everything. But if he got some of that cream cheese, he can get the youngest girl, the families will accept it, everybody accept it when you got that bread. When you got that bread, people accept your flaws. We live in a very fake, devilish, evil society world, all the way down to the family, to the nitty gritty. So you got to understand, she's dating with a purpose now because her body don't look the same. A lot of her friends are getting married. You know what I'm saying? Her biological clock is not the same. It's not doing its job. Her biological clock is not doing its job. It's just not the same. See what I'm saying? Also, you just got to understand that when you're dealing with women that say they hitting the wall, most of the time they say they dating with a purpose. They hitting the wall, and they've been ran through. So they got all them other guys ran through them. One night stands, so-called sexual flings, oral 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 sessions between the legs. All that's been going on for years. And when she meet the so-called Mr. Right, guess what she gonna make him do? Wait. I want to take our time. I want this to be special. It's not new. Those cheeks ain't coming out plastic. They not new. How it's gonna be special when it's not new? It's not new. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta understand that. You know, but the guy the best guy, let's say they do meet a good guy. Let's say she dating with a purpose and she been ran through, been with a lot of guys, averaging 3 to 5 guys a week if she attractive. Short-term relationships, because the guys they usually so-called claim is for the wrong reasons, and he just usually married. A guy with resources and money usually married or have a main chick. So most of the time, a guy, you know, it's a lot of guys with money that's simps and they naive, but it's a lot of guys that's in relationships or fake relationships, and they have money or they have a main girl. Everybody else is side chicks. Most of the women out here that want a so-called money man, high value man, a man with resources, let alone be attractive, they got so many unrealistic, unreasonable expectations that only Jesus Christ can live up to. But they will accept your flaws, a lot of your flaws, when you got that bread. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be perfect. It's only when you ain't got money they try to look for flaws so they can dismiss you, because they trying to find a reason what to dismiss you, because they really don't want to be with you because you ain't got no money. You know, and that's not everybody. There's just a group of people that get a lot of, you know, a group of women that get a lot of attention, and they get so much attention that they feel that they can always do better. If you're giving me a lot of attention, they don't want to feel like they're giving you a favor. Women like to feel like they're getting the most out of the deal. They always measuring everything. How much money they putting into it, how much time they putting into it. They never want to feel like they're getting the more out the deal, which it's not all of them. And if you ever meet one that don't measure what she do, if you ever meet one that don't measure, you know, if you ever meet one that don't measure what she do for you and what you have, and if she getting more out the deal, then you have met a unicorn. Most good-looking women measure what they get, and if they do deal with you and you don't have nothing, or if you have less than them, I'm not saying you don't have nothing. If you have less than them, they'll deal with you temporarily if your personality is right, if you're attractive. Now, there's an exception to this. If you just if you're a straight out, just gorgeous guy that's just unstoppable, everything perfect. You know, it's some guys, you know, there's people out here that's considered perfect. You know, they just got everything that's they extremely attractive. From their teeth to their skin to their facial features to their height to their build. There's some people out here they hit the genetic lottery. That's the only exception. And even then, they just, you know, they'll keep you around, but they'll still be looking for a guy with money that look like you. But they might still try to have a baby by you if you look that good. But if you ain't, other than that, you can be attractive. But if you ain't just straight perfect, and you just an attractive person, then they still dismiss you. Because you got women that's not really attractive dismissing guys. You know what I'm saying? You got women that's not really attractive dismissing guys, you know. And you got to understand that because of social media and all the attention they're getting, they feel like they can do better than you, and they feel like they're better than what they really are. if they, because they got a body, or they, they never got this much attention. They don't know how to even handle it. It's all a trick of the devil. You know that. Anyway, you know who I am. I'm Alan Williams, the Millionaire. Subscribe to all my pages. Just make sure you type the name in right. Alan Millionaire. ALLANREALLIONAIRE. Millionaire. Check out everything. Subscribe. Hit that button right now, real quick. You see it right there? Boom. Hit subscribe. Hey, press the bell too. You see that little bell? Hit that bell too. Bam. And then you can check out the next video because it's made for you. Hey, I love y'all. Shout out to all the Manosphere folks. And remember, I love you, but Jesus love you more. Holla at y'all.